Good day, everyone. So today I will be talking about using non-print media in the writing classroom and orality applications. So let us first define what is non-print media. So non-print media is actually common in the academy because many educators are using it. So it refers to the digital or multimedia platforms such as videos, podcasts, films, websites, etc. So other non-print sources like painting or musical compositions are also included. So you have students analyze or create non-print text because students now are very skilled in these particular things. So we have general examples like YouTube videos, podcasts, website, video games, social media platforms, infographics, and slide presentations. So why use non-print media? Non-print media is easy to use first of all, and students are very familiar with non-print media because they themselves have been using non-print media for instance, the YouTube and the social media. So good for less confident writers because they're just going to post their write-up in the platform. And also there are platforms that checks their grammar and other um, phrases. They can actually validate the information being written by the student. So these tools are kind of assisting students or can assist students in writing their output. So skills are transferable to print assignments. So there's audience awareness, crafting introductions, writing concisely, identifying rhetorical concepts. And students also enjoy using these platforms. So you can actually use non-print media for class basically. So the primary goal is to teach writing. So for teaching and writing, non-print media is very appropriate. So identifying learning outcome before choosing media or creating a lesson. So it's very important that the teacher aligns his learning outcomes to the topic and aligns the material, for instance, the non-print media to his learning outcome and objective. So I like students to have fun, to analyze and create through non-print media. So for example, students will learn how to craft concise and engaging introduction. So they have here a website which they can base their output. And for the example lesson, students will analyze podcasts in groups and identify different types of introductions, such as anecdotes, overarching questions. Then students will use one of these structures to rewrite their essay introduction as 60-second script for a podcast intro. So something like this can be done using non-print media. So you can actually engage your students by using different strategies because non-print media is very flexible and can actually adapt to different techniques of the teacher. So there are actually other examples that teachers can use in teaching writing and reading using non-print media. So we can actually design our materials as fun as you can, as beautiful as you can, because non-print media is very flexible and there can be a lot of adjustments that can be done for non-print media. So for the example projects, students can do podcasts, YouTube videos, social media posts, blogs, etc. So resources for working with non-print media. So we have these websites, but there are actually millions of websites out there that the students can actually use or access to be engaged, okay, and to use for their output. So basically, teachers should brainstorm. How would you use non-print media to teach one of the following learning outcomes for a first year writing course? Okay, so work in pairs to come up with a basic lesson idea. Feel free to create a lesson for a learning outcome not listed here. So these are actually example things that can be done by the teacher to make his or her class engaging. Okay, so writing concisely, drafting a thesis statement, setting a problem, writing counter arguments, etc. So there are a lot of things that can be done using non-print media. And now let us proceed to orality applications. So if non-print media is appropriate for teaching reading and writing, orality application is appropriate in teaching or reinforcing students' speaking ability and listening skills. So there are actually a lot of applications in the Google Play that can be downloaded for free for the students to use and engage. And this can actually help them develop their English skills, particularly in speaking and in listening. So we have the first application here, the BBC Learning English. So BBC Learning English is an Android application for learning English from BBC, British Broadcasting Center. The app offers downloadable audio learning programs, lessons, quizzes, topic stories to learn English vocabulary and phrases, and more. BBC Learning English popular audio lessons include The English We Speak, 60 Minutes English, English at Work, Lingo Hack, News Review, among others. Each audio lesson comes with a built-in transcripts and subtitles to enable students to work on read and listen, reading and listening skills. Quizzes at the end of the lesson further reinforce learned materials. Okay, so another application is the Duolingo. Duolingo is another popular English learning app. In fact, language learners worldwide use it to learn more than 35 languages. That includes French, Arabic, Spanish, Chinese, Italian, English, German, and more. Duolingo offers lessons that address different language learning areas. For instance, there are fun games and game-based lessons to improve reading, listening, and speaking skills. The app also offers rewards to encourage students to encourage achievement and boost English practice. So the next application is English conversation practice. So this application is all about helping English learners practice conversational English. That is the English spoken in everyday conversations. There are over 200 English conversation lessons covering different topical areas, including exercises to enhance listening skills, conversation practice to improve speaking, quizzes to boost comprehension, and a recording tool to track one's English learning progress. And the next one is Hello English, Learn English. So this basically almost the same with the other applications. So it helps users learn spoken English, grammar, and vocabulary on the go. It offers access to over 470 interactive lessons, which can also be accessed offline. Interactive games covering various language learning areas such as reading, translation, spelling, grammar, vocabulary, audio, video clips to help with practicing daily English, a dictionary that contains over 10,000 words, discussion forums, chatbots, quizzes to test English learning knowledge, and more. Okay, so there are actually a lot of applications available that students can use for improving their oral speaking skill and listening skill. So I have tips here in using non-print media and orality applications. So for teachers, for language teachers who want to use non-print media and orality applications, make sure to set clear guidelines for your students. So do not leave your students hanging. Make sure that they have a guideline that they can follow so that students will not be confused of the process of doing the tasks. So we have to also identify the advantages and disadvantages. As teachers, we have to be aware of the advantages and disadvantages of such material before we apply or use them in our classes. So we also have to make sure that the tool we use is relevant to our topic or objective. So I think it is an unwritten rule for teachers to actually align everything to your objective or topic and then create an analytical rubric. So I suggest analytical rubric because analytical rubric is comprehensive and can clearly state what is being expected to the output of the students. And also, we have to always evaluate the usage of these tools. We have to listen to the students' feedback when we use these tools because it's very important to respond to the feedback of the students. So I think that's it for my presentation. So I'd like to end here. Thank you very much for listening.